Hello and welcome everybody to this countdown video. In this countdown I'll be going over 5 features that I'm most excited about in World of Warcraft Legion. Number 5. New Transmog System. The new Transmog System coming in Legion reminds me heavily of the system in Diablo 3. This new system removes the need of storing transmog gear in your bag and banks, freeing up lots of valuable space. Instead you are able to unlock specific gear appearances for all your characters on your account. To unlock an item's appearance you need to be able to equip the item on the character you obtained it on. Also, all gear rewards from previous quests are automatically added to your Transmog wardrobe, even quests that are no longer available. This means that as soon as Legion is released, you will have a huge library of Transmog gear already available to you before you do anything. The new Transmog system also allows you to transmog weapon enchants, shirts and tabards. And finally, the new Transmog UI allows you to quickly swap out outfits on the spot and gives you a nice progress bar to see how many Transmog items you have collected. Number 4. Profession changes. Professions in World of Warcraft work pretty much the same way throughout the expansions. Traditionally, you would level up your profession and visit your trainer every once in a while to learn new patterns, and occasionally random patterns will drop throughout the world. In Legion, professions are completely turned upside down. Instead of learning all your recipes from your trainer, you are rewarded recipes from questing with your profession story NPCs. Also, a new crafting ranking system is being introduced which will allow you to rank up specific recipes, making them more efficient and maybe even more powerful. In addition to this, you will be crafting in a brand new profession UI which is bigger and more powerful than the previous one. You will also be able to easily sort out your recipes and bookmark patterns you regularly work with. Just like the new Transmog UI, you will have a progression bar showing you how many recipes you have and what you need to obtain. Lastly, you will be able to essentially smelt down gear you don't need into a new resource called Obliterum. Then you can use this resource to upgrade a piece of gear that you do need. Number 3. Legendary items. Legendary items are back. Legendary items have existed since the beginning of WoW, however since then they have drastically changed. During Vanilla up until Cataclysm, legendaries were not as common and much more difficult to obtain than they are now. Since Mist of Pandaria, legendaries have been handed out to literally anyone who could be bothered to obtain them. They were a mandatory requirement in most situations, especially in raids. This meant that each player would have the same legendary as every other player. Because of this, legendaries lost their legendary status. In most cases, they were more common than regular epic items. In Legion, Blizzard has promised to bring back the old system with a few changes. These new legendaries drop throughout the world but have an extremely low drop chance. You're also able to find out where these legendaries drop, so you have a slightly higher chance of getting them in that specific area. This means that if you wanted to, you can grind in that area to push yourself towards a specific legendary. Number 2. Demon Hunter. By far one of the most exciting features in Legion is the new Demon Hunter class. Myself as well as many other people have been dreaming of the day that we are finally able to play this class. From what Blizzard has shown us so far, it looks amazing and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Demon Hunters are a Night Elf and Blood Elf exclusive class and will start at level 98 in their own leveling zone called Mardum. They will have 2 specs, one DPS spec called Havoc and one tank spec called Vengeance. Havoc is all about building up a new resource called Fury. This resource works just like a warrior's rage, allowing them to build up Fury with some attacks and spend it with others. The special thing about the Havoc spec is that it will be extremely mobile and have a combination of melee and range attacks. We don't know that much about the tank spec Vengeance, however we do know they will have a bunch of protective spells to mitigate damage. They'll also be able to partially transform into a demon to further reduce damage. Lastly, Demon Hunters will get a whole arsenal of cool spells and abilities like Spectral Sight which will allow them to see through walls and stealth. They will also get an ability called Fell Rush which will allow them to charge forwards, double jump and a slow fall. Number 1. Artifact weapons. At first I was against the idea of artifact weapons, but I have come to like them more and more. Once I got over the fact that every paladin will be wielding the Ashbringer, I realized that the artifact system will bring a lot of interesting gameplay and content to the game. Every spec in the game will have their own unique artifact weapon and aesthetic variations of that weapon. Your artifact weapon will work on a power system, meaning that the more artifact power you obtain, the more powerful it will get. You can earn artifact power by just about doing everything: dungeons, raids, rare mobs, PvP and so on. As you get artifact power, you'll be able to unlock traits specific to your weapon. These traits are essentially another talent tree for your spec. These traits offer mostly passive boosts like increased crit, but there are also some very unique spells which will affect your gameplay style. Mostly these traits are very similar to the old talent system, which will slowly increase your character's power with passive boosts and occasionally give you a more powerful ability. Also, you will be able to attain a new item called relics. These relics will make some of the traits you already have more powerful by ranking them up. However, the main reason I like the artifact weapon system is that it gives players a way of progressing their character without being forced to do specific things like raiding or PvP. What makes this even better is that there won't be a limit of how much artifact power you can obtain in a certain amount of time. However, Blizzard did say it will take months to obtain all your traits. This means that the power of your weapon is directly as a result of how much time you put into it. I like this because you will have a reliable way of making yourself more powerful instead of relying RNG which can screw you over. and it will give players to do something in their downtime. But I guess that's the end of this video, guys. Like and favorite if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this from me in the future. Also, share this with your friends, I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, guys, bye!